Give me a cheer if you've got the tube here. Visible. I'm trying to relate to my audience. Start strong. My name is Keris. I'm autistic. One of my biggest autistic vibes, I would say, is I have misophonia. Give me a cheer if you've got misophonia. One person who has it, who's afraid to make a noise that will upset other people. That's what that is. If you don't know what misophonia is, basically what it is, it's an allergic reaction to the sound of other people existing. That's what living with misophonia is. Or what I have is a deep hatred for all of you and the noises that your bodies make. And I'm just expected to carry on my life, sharing the same spaces as you breathe. I'd like to tell you one story about what it's like having misophonia. So in 2019, I had to get a train to Lancaster. And I know that it's very trendy for comedians to lie and say that all things happen to them on the way to a gig. But I want you to know that this happened in 2019, so that when I tell you that I think about this incident every single day, you will know exactly how many days I have spent thinking about this 316 train from London to Lancaster. So I got on the train in the middle of the day for a gig because I have a lot of free time and not very much money, and the carriage was empty, which for an autistic person is a very exciting. I love it when public services are underused. That is it's my happy space. And I got on this empty carriage and I thought I would treat myself to a table. And don't get me wrong, I knew the risk I was taking. I know that getting a table to yourself on a train is one of the single best feelings in the world. And I also know how badly that strategy can go wrong when someone else sits opposite you at the table. Or even worse, 3 friends sit on the same table as you. Ruins the entire journey. But I thought I would risk it because it seemed like an empty enough carriage, but I'm autistic, so I was 40 minutes early for that train. And it was only empty because all of the other people on it were normal. And so I was sat on this table thinking that I'd lucked out, and then a businessman got on the train, same train carriage, and came and sat opposite me, just like a standard businessman, you know, the kind of type who's sort of bald head suit, dead behind the eyes, that kind of guy. But he got on the train and he sat on the table directly opposite me, and that is a huge dilemma, because when someone sits on the train table opposite you, what are you supposed to do? You can't get up and leave. Because what if you give them a complex? What if they spend the rest of the train journey wondering why you left? So I had to sit and share this table with him, and he got on this train, right, all he had with him, he didn't bring a bottle of water, he didn't bring a phone, he didn't bring a briefcase, all he had with him was a catering-sized bag of Bombay Mix. Not a big bag of Bombay Mix, not like a sharing bag, a catering-sized bag. It was longer than his forearm. I've never seen that much Bombay Mix in one space before. It was so much Bombay Mix. And I've seen people eat weird things in weird contexts before. Like, on my way here, I saw someone eating soup just in the street. They were on their way to work. It was 8:30 in the morning. I was very early to this gig, and they had a tub of vegetable, you know the tubs that you get, plastic tub that's got 2 servings in, had a tub of vegetable soup, which they had microwaved before they came out, and they were just walking along the street eating it with a spoon. Like, that is a thing that is socially acceptable to do. So I have seen some weird things in my time, and I don't think Bombay Mix is a weird thing to eat, even in public. But the way that this man was eating it, so the way that he ate it was he would put his whole hand in the bag, take a fistful of Bombay Mix, and then he would put his whole hand in his mouth to the knuckles, and then he would drag his hand out so that he completely cleaned it of Bombay Mix, and it was nice and sticky to put straight back in the bag. What is the story there? What is happening? Is he training for a competition? My personal theory is that Bombay Mix is his favourite food in the world, and his wife hates it. She won't have it in the house. And so he's got the 316 from London to Lancaster to finish that entire bag of Bombay Mix, gets off the train at the other end, gets himself a wet wipe and some chewing gum from the whistle stop, and goes home like nothing's happened. Why else would he take his wedding ring off before he started? What are you meant to do in that situation if you physically can't? Like, I hate the sound of other people eating. I hate the sound of other people eating crisps. Listening to someone eating Bombay mix at regular intervals for 2.5 hours when you physically can't leave because you don't want to interrupt this man's special Bombay mix time. What are you supposed to do? I tried to be encouraging. I did all the things that I, as an autistic person, have been taught to do on how to interact with other people. I maintained eye contact for the whole journey. Until he got too uncomfortable. And moved to one of the very empty seats in the whole of the rest of the carriage. There were so many of them. Why did he sit opposite me in the first place? I think he just wanted to haunt my dreams for the rest of my life. And now he will haunt all of yours. I've been Kerry Smedley, thank you very much.